the man, the myth, the legend himself. Who? Joining us, my man, the man with the plan. What's happening, brother?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just chilling.
I hear you. Mike Jones is our guest. Mike, I don't. Let me ask you this before we get started. I don't know if you heard right before you came on. Did Eli Apple get roasted like a marshmallow by Cooper Kupp in the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
Like a marshmallow? I don't know if I'd go that deep.
Okay.
There was just some reps that he lost. He lost some reps. Some important snaps. He lost some very important snaps.
Some very important snaps, particularly in the end zone multiple times. But hey, nevertheless, Mike Jones Jr. joining us. Look, man, I got to ask you this because in 2011, I was playing at Southeastern, and there was a Heisman finalist from LSU named Tyrann Mathieu. Now, today and this week, Tyrann Mathieu has been on campus. He's been around you guys. Number one is a two-part question, but number one, were you able to meet Tyrann this week? And number two, with the connection with Matt House, what has he implemented and talked to you guys about, if any, about Matt House implemented things at Kansas City and how you guys are implementing things now?
Yeah. So a couple of days ago, I got to meet him. I was actually going up to meet with Coach House. And I'm walking by. I'm like, hold on, that's the honey badger right there. So I had to stop in. I had to stop in, at least introduce myself.
Right.
Yeah, but he was cool. He introduced himself. He's like, hey, I'm Tyrann Mathieu. I'm like, I didn't say this, but I'm like, dude, you could have said you're 7, and I would have known who you are. You didn't even have to say your name. We know who you are. We know who you are.
Yeah, your photos all around here. We have no idea who you are, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so he actually spoke with the team today, and one thing that I really locked in on when he was speaking was throughout his time in Kansas City, he talked about how Coach House would do. He would give their breakdown of teams. I think he said it was first and second down, and so Tyrann Mathieu was talking about how he had I think it was 10, 11, 12, 13 picks, and the majority of them came on first and second down, and he said all that came from sitting up front in those meetings with Coach House, breaking down the team they're going to face, and just hearing that, it just made me even more in tune to let me get every bit of information I can get,
right,
out of this coach, because the best of the best are getting it even to a more in-depth amount. With first and second down, of huge parts of the game, but he still got third. Everybody thinks third is money down.
Money down, right.
But if they're taking that information, that serious, that important, man, I can't miss any aspect of it. I got to try to get everything I can from this dude, while I can.
So, Mike, when he says something like that, how much of an impact, and look, we could talk about team because I don't want you to speak for other people on the team, but for you, when you hear that, and then you not only did Tyrann have that many interceptions, but the linebacking core had a lot of interceptions. Bolton, Willie Gay, other guys in Kansas City. So now do you dive in? And I'm not saying you weren't already. I know that you were. But do you dive in more to the scheming of Matt House on first and second down, like you alluded to, and don't give Alabama the secrets, but really some small subtleties that you're learning from Matt House in this transition from maybe what Tyrann told you in the beginning of this week? Any small subtleties that you maybe new language or new ways to cover or anything like that?
I would say what's the biggest thing for myself, when it comes to, I would say playing more against a pass, just against the pass, is, wasted movement. I didn't realize how much movement I waste, throughout a snap. And it could be the difference in between, making a tackle as soon as the guy catches the ball, or an interception or a pass breakup, and Coach House, he's so focused on all the details. And so now that's something that my mind has thought about, which way am I stepping? How am I breaking? When I break, am I breaking flat, or am I breaking down at an angle so I can go pick off the ball? Yeah, man, he's super, super in tune to all the small details. And, for myself, especially hearing that today too, I'm like, I can definitely take it to another level, just in the way that I go the every aspect of the down, from pre-snap to post-snap. There's always another level I can go to, and today my eyes were open. Like everybody does this, even the best of the best. They get this deep into it, like crazy. But that's really how it is.
So we saw the Tyrann Mathieu speech to you guys today. I mean, obviously, it was posted all over social media. Him saying that the impact that he has on the guy next to him, obviously, he's the team captain of that defense. Now you're coming in, a leader on this defense. How much do you take of that? Meaning, look, he was Matt. I mean, look, Speaks called the plays, but it's seeming like from Tyrann that Matt House might have called some of the plays. So with that being said, are there specific things that you, like Tyrann said today, that you could pick up from Matt House in today's meeting when he talks about hey, our defense is predicated on the next guy over and making sure everybody knows their assignments?
Yeah, absolutely. And everything he said, it kind of embodies all the things Coach House has been talking to us, about since when he got here. But specifically, one thing that I heard when it came to leadership that stuck in my head is that whenever Tyrann was talking, he was like, whenever he's on the field, he's bringing everybody else up to the certain level. You're not going to be on the field with me, and everybody's not going to be, playing at this level. I'm going to make sure everybody is doing their job, performing at their highest level. And that spoke to me. That spoke to me. Because that's the mindset I try to go out with. Every day I try to, and of course it's not realistic, but I try to have a perfect practice every day. Every day, especially during the spring, every day I'm trying to get more comfortable and just build more confidence. And the only way you can do that is by executing, and executing well, And so, I think about just the way I go through our practice and the way I go through throughout team periods. And I'm like, if I'm not helping, not even helping, if I'm not giving the communication I need to give for the next guys, for the D-line, for the secondary, if I'm not calling out things I'm seeing, I'm not helping guys get to where I'm I want to play at, where we want to play at, And so yeah, that spoke to me, and it just made me realize that I can do everything better. That should be my mindset going into every day, Right. Let's just set the standard here. And, I know guys are going to reach it by themselves, of course. We're all very willing to do, smart guys. But if I can help pull somebody up, pull everybody up. That's my mindset. Don't leave nothing to chance. I'm going to give everybody all I can to put us in the best position that we can be.
You say that, and then, there may or may not have been some footage of Mike Jones forcing a fumble at practice this week. My man, I saw you get on John Emery's back and force a fumble like you're the SEC Buckets Award winner. Take us through that, because obviously the media's there. We saw it. Look, you filled the hole very quickly. Jacoby and Guillory was there, but you're right there with it, forcing the fumble. Look, Mike, it looks like this defense is a lot faster, yourself included. You've transitioned to the inside backer, and you look a lot faster and doing a lot of those things. Do you feel that way, that you are a lot faster on the field from last year to this year playing in the inside?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, man, I just feel like I've been flying around, and even with Coach House, hey, there's a whole nother level I could take it to. Now it's being able to fly around every snap all the time, which of course is my goal. But yeah, man, I mean, and it took 5 years, but I'm kind of settling down. I'm feel like, at least right now from where I'm at, early spring, I feel like I'm playing the best that I had at this point, within a season, but still I know there's so much more I can get better at, so much more I can achieve every day, and I'm just my mindset is I'm playing good, but every day I'm trying to build and build and build and build and build, so by the time when it's time to go, well, at least by the time when it's time for spring to be done, I'm approaching in the off season, well, not the off season, the summer, in the mindset of, I'm getting ready to play my best ball 100%, and yeah, man, I'm feeling it right now. I can tell I'm getting better each day. Like I said, it's fast. I'm playing faster. My communication, I don't have to think as much. From day 1 to day 3, now I can see something and make the call that I need to make without having to think, oh, is this that? It's like, oh, it's that. Side. It's just it's getting easier, but I'm still super hungry for the final result. I'm doing good right now, but I know I can take it up even higher.
11. We'll leave that one for another day. Okay, we'll leave that one for another day. Mike, we'll get to some questions right after this. So Zach, make sure the questions are pretty good, are good ones. Not like, hey, Mike, what about this over here? None of those questions. Good questions. Mike, when you're done with spring, what's the first thing that you eat? Look, you got to stay in physical top shape right now. Does Mike Jones order a thin crust pizza from Domino's and devour that thing, or does Mike Jones stay? Do you go get a grilled chicken breast with some celery or something? What does Mike Jones eat the day after camp?
I can go ahead and tell you. After this spring game coming up, my father's probably gonna be there, or probably gonna go to Blue Store, and my dad's a big dude, okay, and we like to celebrate. Probably gonna get like 50 wings.
I love it. I love it. Miss Anita, lock that stuff down right now. Throw some beans on it.
that is the honest truth of what's probably going to happen.
Hey, man. Well, I was not attending spring, but you best believe somebody said Blue Store, my big ass is coming. Mike Jones Jr., linebacker at LSU, is joining us. Zach, let's fire in some of these questions. I saw that we had a lot firing in from Mike. Hit us with the first one. Comes from Ann Marshall. Hashtag Ask Mike. What player would make you the most starstruck if you met them?
That's a good question. Probably Bobby Wagner or Fred Warner. If I see them, I'd probably ask 1,000 questions and probably just try to follow them around all day.
So I like that answer. Bro, how do you cut Bobby Wagner?
I don't know. They gave away the two guys who run it, Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Fred Warner too. I mean, look what happens if, because San Francisco is apparently in this mix for Bobby Wagner. What happens if Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner are playing next to each other on the inside? That
not fair. It won't be fair.
Hell no, it's not fair. Super Bowl, here we come. I mean, good Lord. Zach, fire in the next question for us if you got one. It's from Brandon Reese. Hashtag Ask Mike. What has been your favorite po' boy to eat since being in Louisiana?
I'm going to disappoint some people with this, but I'm not 100% sure what a po' boy is. Not 100% sure.
It's 2 pieces of fruit. I'm sorry. That's how you know that I've been a bad friend when my man hadn't eaten a po' boy. It's two pieces of French bread. It's got like fried fish, fried shrimp, fully dressed in it. You know what? We might need to get a po' boy instead of the Blue Store. Okay.
Yeah. Branch out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll branch out a little bit. There's nothing more, Mike. There's nothing more better from a Louisiana perspective than a roast beef po' boy. I mean, you're like I love my mother, but there's some things that she deprived me of as a kid, and she needs to suffer the consequences of me not ever eating roast beef po' boys. I'm just saying that, right? I mean. So we're gonna have to do that. Zach, fire.
Where do I get one at? Where do I get a roast beef? Okay. Roast beef po' boy.
Fire in. You know what? I was gonna say let everybody fire in the questions. Fire in the questions anyway. I was gonna say something, but fire in the questions. Zach, give us that one right there. Blaine Smith says hashtag Ask Mike. Who sticks out from the offense shining early? Mike, there's been a really good battle. We talked about some of the good stuff that you were doing, but just any guy that on the offense that's really sticking out to you.
Man, we've got a lot of playmakers all over the field. The competition battles are crazy because we are super talented in literally all aspects of the game, especially on the offensive side. But for me, just watching the way he plays, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun to watch. Even though he's like, I gotta stop him. John Emery might be one of the more shittier guys I've seen in college football, at least personally. And I done seen a lot of good players, but it's just like it's so hard to be in a good position against that dude because he can move where he's at. It's so easy, so naturally. It's freakish. I'm not gonna lie, it's freakish.
So Michael, do we have a situation like an old Remember the Titans, they get one, we get one, left side, strong side type of deal here with you and John Emery. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, dude, John looks like he's put on some muscle too, man. I mean, that speed and that size, man, that's a different kind of combo.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to have a great year this year.
All right. Next question. We're not asking Mike what his favorite cheeses are. This isn't a cheese wheel. The Golden Boot Pod just # ask Mike, what music do you listen to get game ready?
Okay, so this is an interesting question. I have like an order. I listen to.
Okay.
And it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get really different. So we're on the. I'll give you through the whole thing. All right, we're about to get on the bus, head to the stadium. At this point, of course I'm ready for the game, but I've got to get motivated, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I'll like listen to some like slower songs. Meek Mill is my favorite artist, and he kind of has some songs where he's like, you know, he's more talking than like rapping. And so like in the car, like I'm on the bus, I'm just listening to him, like, yo, he's talking about my life right now. Like I gotta be great today. He's talking about me. And so I get on the bus. Then we'll like get to Tiger Walk. And I'll like put on some like gospel music.
Amazing. Come on, Mike. You can't be listening to the gospel when you got to go put some violence on some people, man.
Hey, man, this is I've learned this and about myself, man. I will burn through energy if I'm ready to go the whole time. You know, I'll get freaking tired. I'll be in Tyra Walks yelling, screaming, in the locker room screaming, yelling. And I've got to learn to slow down, you know, just breathe a little bit. So I listen to my gospel music. I'm just chilling, you know, just very thankful to be in the moment. Then when warm-ups start, that's when I play my headbangers. And now I get into the mindset of I got to go attack somebody and win the game.
So, Mike, that's some pretty high-level self-awareness. Right? Like, no, I'm being serious. That's very high self-awareness. When did you learn that? Was that something that you learned at Clemson, ING? When did you learn that?
Well, I learned that I had to calm down at Clemson. It might have been my sophomore year. The old defensive coordinator, Coach V, told me to calm down before the game. And he's like, you're wasting my energy.
That's the person that told
you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He told me, I was like, you know what? I should calm down.
Yeah, if that man's telling you to calm down, Mike, then, you know. Woo!
Yeah, man.
You know what song or what I used to listen to? I'm a big rap guy, big Kid Cudi guy. You know, I was big in Kid Cudi. But if I listened to like some rock music, it was always like a Linkin Park. I've become so numb, you know. And you ever, Mike? Let me ask you this, because you know how the locker room reacts when something like this happens. You ever just like be bobbing, weaving, like getting ready, and everybody, you're just in your own zone, but everybody's kind of already looking at you and they're like making fun of you. I'm like, look, dog, if I get 4 pancakes tonight, it doesn't matter how much you make fun of me. That kind of situation ever happened to you where everybody's like looking at you like, and you're listening to Linkin Park, like, oh, I've become so dumb.
Man, it's happened so much that I just learned to just literally block everybody else out. Like, y'all are gonna see, y'all probably gonna laugh at me, especially if I'm wired for a game. If I can't get my energy down, then I'm yelling. I'm singing every word of the song, and it could be somebody right here in my face. I'm not hearing you. I'm locked in, you know?
Right.
And so I've learned, like, you're just gonna look crazy, especially when I'm feeling crazy too, and I'm supercharged for the game. Then yeah, it's just gonna look crazy, and I just have to let these people. I just gotta say whatever. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all good, bro. Whatever makes you the best, then do it. Somebody asked, and I'm not going to put the specific question up how he asked it. John Emery, does he remind you a little bit of Trevor Etienne, a guy that you play with at Clemson? That's a question different. From Jason.
Yeah, a little bit different games. Travis, he was more. Honestly, I don't even know how to explain this dude. He was honestly.
He's very unique. He's a very unique back.
Yeah, he just could just take on hits and would just keep running, man. Dude like ran with like high knees. And so like it's hard to take him down. John, I feel like is more elusive. John is making crazy cuts all the time, and but both really good backs. Both got really good speed. John is really fast too. But just I think a little bit different games, but both really good running backs.
All right, Mike, last one. Is this true or not? Aunt Marshall says he has to listen to gospel music to ask for forgiveness for what he's about to do on the field.
And you have jumped in my mind. I be thinking, God forgive me for the words I'm about to say during this game, for these thoughts of hate I'm about to give for this opponents.
As the great Meek Mill would say, they're about to hit you with the Rico after what you're about to do on the field. How about that?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mike Jones Jr. has been our guest. He's been absolutely fantastic. Mike, I got one last one for you before we get you out of here. Big day Saturday. A lot more that's going to go on to the question I've asked you every week is how do you get 1% better? It looks like you guys have been working on a lot of fundamentals. Is it kind of taking a step? Have you kind of taken a step back and look like, hey, we're working on a lot of tackling, a lot of fundamentals. Has that kind of helped your game kind of sharpen a little bit, just getting back to all those fundamentals going into a big day Saturday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Tyrann Mathieu even spoke on that today, man. He said one thing he did better anybody, man, he focuses on the fundamentals.
No doubt.
And that it plays such a huge role. Like how I was talking about, wasted movements in my pass drops. We work that almost every day, and I've seen myself get better and better and better. And now, you start to build those habits of where I don't have to necessarily thinking about dropping this way. Now it's just become natural. And we are working that stuff every day. Coach House, he be working us to death in Indy. He be working us to death. But like every little thing, man, is stuff that we apply to the game, and it's literally making me so much better each day. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know if I necessarily look forward to Indy. I don't. But I look forward to how much better I'm gonna get, doing it, and just the opportunity to really get better. Like I know it's gonna suck, like because we're gonna be dead tired. But man, the stuff I'm getting out of it is, it's helping my game so much, man. And not only me, man, all the backers, and I know all our other positions are working too, man. So we're really grinding it out right now and focusing on the fundamentals, and it's just, helping us get better each and every day.
That's what makes you great, bro. That's what makes you great. Continue to go be great. Go have a good day tomorrow and Saturday. Mike Jones Jr. Who?